Hi everyone, welcome to the second Repton Connect recipe box. So today we're going to be doing the simplest of recipes. It's my favourite beans on toast recipe, so you can throw out the Heinz baked beans and we're going to make these from scratch. They're really easy and just a few simple ingredients. So all we need for this is we're going to take red onion, we've got a couple of cloves of garlic, some tinned tomatoes, some cannellini beans, and I've got here some smoked paprika. This is the sweet one, but you can use hot if you have it, and a little bit of parsley for later on. Okay, so for this recipe we're actually going to grate our onion. The reason for this is it's a really super quick recipe, and big chunks of onion you probably wouldn't be able to cook them down in the time, and this kind of just helps it melt into the sauce. It's also a really good tip if you have children who are kind of fussy eaters when it comes to things like chunks of onion. So if we just grate it, now be really careful because sometimes you can have a bit of a slippery skin on the onion. If you need some extra grit, I suggest using a clean tea towel to just hold onto it, and just grate as much as you feel comfortable grating. You should have fairly big onions in your recipe box, so just grate as much as you feel comfortable doing. The grated onion is going to go into a pan with some warm oil, so I'm just going to pop that in now. And we just want to cook this down for about 3 to 4 minutes just to soften it up. The next thing we're going to add in is one of the cloves of garlic. So you'll see there's 2 on your ingredients list. One we're going to use later. This one is going to be added now, just to soften up. So we're just going to crush this straight into the onions. We're just going to let this cook out. We don't want anything going brown, so it's on a low heat. If you don't have a garlic press, I would just finely chop your garlic with a knife and pop it in. So after about 30 seconds, you should be able to smell the garlic. And we're going to pop in a heaped teaspoon of our smoked paprika. Just give it a quick stir to mix it through. And then we're going to add our tomatoes. If you're using chopped tomatoes, you don't have to worry about breaking up the lumps. But if they're whole tomatoes, I would break those lumps down. Add a pinch of salt, and we're going to add a couple of teaspoons of sugar. This just helps bring out the sweetness of the tomatoes. And then we're just going to let that come to the boil and simmer for a couple of minutes. This has been simmering now for about 5 minutes, so it's thickened up slightly, and I'm just going to add the beans. So I've drained those. I'm just going to add those straight in. Give them a stir. The beans are already cooked, so we're just warming them through in the sauce now. And while this is just cooking away, we're just going to make our toast. So I've got some toast under the grill here, just warming through. We're going to take our garlic clove, and we're just going to cut it lengthways in half like this. That's going to go on our toast later, and we can prepare our parsley as well. So we're just going to bunch it up into a tight kind of ball, and taking our knife, we're just going to try and chop it as finely as we can. Again, try and do this as safely as you feel comfortable. Tuck those fingers in and then hand on the back of the knife just to get a really fine chop of that parsley. This is a really good way to get kids involved in chopping, because once their fingers are out of the way, it's a really safe way for them to learn to chop things. I'm just going to add this parsley now into the bean mix. Nice big handful. Just give that a stir. This has been cooking for about 5 minutes, so we're pretty much ready to serve now. We're going to take our toast, and with the cut side of the garlic, we're just going to rub it over the warm bread. You should be able to get a couple of goes out of each one. This just gives you a really, really nice, subtle, garlicky flavour. And then you can either put some butter on or just a little drizzle of olive oil, whatever you've got to hand really. It's up to you. I'm going to do a little drizzle of olive oil. I say little, big drizzle. The toast, the garlicky toast is ready on the plate. Our beans are heated through, so we're just going to serve. And you can of course add whatever you like to this. You could add sausages, you could add a fried egg, but because it's really super fancy beans on toast, we're just going to add a sprig of parsley.